Hello everyone, welcome back to ATP Creative Corner. In today's video, I am going to make this beautiful baby frock from my old top. Before we begin, please hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already. Now let's get started. First, I am going to take measurements from my baby's dress which fits her perfectly. So I'll measure the bottom part first. It is 12.5 inches. I want the dress to be a little longer, so I'll keep 14 inches. Next I'll measure the shoulder part, which is 4.5 inches, and armhole is 4 inches. Chest, it is 5.5 inches. Waist is 5 inches. Depth of the neck is 2.5 inches. And width is 2.5 inches. This is my top from which I want to make a baby dress. You can see here the bottom of this top has 2 layers and it's already hemmed, so I want to retain that. So I'll start measuring from the bottom of this top. So I'll mark points 14 inches from the bottom like this. I have joined the points with a curved line like this. Now I'll cut the fabric along this line. You can see there are 2 layers here, so I'll give a stitch so that they are joined together. Now it's done. Now I'll keep this bottom part aside. Next I'm going to draw a straight line below the armhole of this top. Now I'll cut the fabric along this line. Now I'll use this fabric piece to cut the body of the dress. For that, I'll fold the fabric in half like this, and I'll mark the shoulder at 4.5 inches, armhole at 4 inches. I'll join those 2 points. Next, for the chest, I'm going to add half inch as seam allowance, so 5.5 inches plus half inches. I'll mark a point at 6 inches. Next, the length of the upper part of the dress is 7 inches. I'll add half inches as seam allowance. So I'll mark a point at 7.5 inches. Now I'll draw a line at 7.5 inches like this. And I'll cut the fabric along this line. For the waist, I am going to add half inch as seam allowance, so 5 inches plus half inches, 5.5 inches. I'll join the chest part and the waist part with a slant line. I'll draw a curve for the armhole like this. Now I'll cut the fabric along the marked line. I'll keep the neck width at 2 inches and depth at 2 inches. I'll make a square shape and then give a curve for the neck. I'll cut the fabric along the marked line. For the back side of the dress, I am going to take one of these pieces and fold it in half like this to get the center. I'll draw a line 3 inches long at the midpoint like this. I'll cut the fabric along the marked line. Now cutting is done. I'll move on to the stitching part now. To finish this slit part, I have taken a fabric strip which is 1.5 inches wide. Now I'm going to place this strip along the slit like this. Now I'll give a stitch here. Once done, it will look something like this. I'll cut the excess fabric here. I'll make a notch mark and I'll turn the strip towards the wrong side. Now I'll pull the fabric on both the sides to form a straight line and fold the strip twice and give a straight stitch on top. Now it's done. Next I'm going to join the shoulders. For that I'm going to place these two pieces one on top of the other like this with their right sides facing each other. I'll give a stitch here. Now it's done. Next I'm going to hem the neck part. For that I have taken a strip which is 1.5 inches wide. Now I'm going to place it along the neckline like this with its right sides facing downwards. Now I'll give a stitch around the neckline. Now it's done. Now I'll give notch marks around the neckline like this. Next I'll turn the strip towards the wrong side and I'll fold the strip twice like this, such that the strip is not seen on the right side of the dress. Now I'll give a stitch on the edges of the strip. Now it's done. Next I'm going to make mega sleeves from the sleeves of my top. I'll cut the white part from my sleeves like this. Next I'm going to place it along the armhole area like this. And I'll give a stitch here. Once done, it will look something like this. Next I'm going to give a top stitch here. Now it's done. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side as well. Both the sleeves are ready now. Next I'm going to fold the fabric with their right sides facing each other like this. Now I'll give stitch on both the sides. Top part of the dress is ready now. Now I'll turn it inside out like this. Next I'm going to attach the bottom part to this. I'll make 2 notch marks on the sides like this. Next I'll fold it in half and make 2 more notch marks like this. Now I have 4 notch marks here. I'll turn its wrong side out like this. Next I'll make notch marks on the top part as well. Next I'm going to place the top part inside the bottom part like this. Now I'll match all 4 notch marks like this, and I'm going to use sewing clips to hold them in place. Next, between these 2 points, I'm going to make equal sized pleats. You can make bigger ones. I'm going to make 3 small pleats. Make sure to try and maintain equal distance between the pleats. Similarly, I'm going to pleat the rest of the fabric. Now I'm going to give a stitch around the waist area with 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now it's done. Both the top and bottom part are attached now. Now I'll turn it right side out. Now this step is optional. I have given a top stitch here. Next, on the back side, I am going to make a button closure. I'll hand stitch a button on one side like this. Next, I'm going to take a small piece of 1/4 inch elastic like this. I'll make a loop like this and I'll stitch it on the other side. And our baby dress is ready now. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.